welcome back. Here we are. It's been about 3 months, I think. Yeah, back for another vinyl finds. Haven't made one of these in a while. As you can probably immediately see, I'm in a new space, new surroundings. I've moved out to the suburbs, but this is kind of my record room. Yeah, it's nice and bright, lots of air. I'm looking out the window and I can see a lot of trees and I can see the hills in the distance. Lots of greenery. Yeah, it's really nice, really fantastic, and very relaxing. So yeah, this is my first video of the year. I'm going to split this up into kind of 4 videos, each kind of more genre focused, just because otherwise we'll be here for an hour. So this first video is kind of going to be jazz and free jazz kind of focused, and the next ones will be something different. But yeah, here we are. I'm going to start off with a sip of green tea, and then we'll get into it. This came out last year, I think midway through last year, on the wonderful French label Heavenly Sweetness. They've always got a bunch of interesting new artists and releases on that label. I do keep an eye out on it. Yeah, I really enjoy it. But this is this is KHAM MESLIEN Fantômes Futures. How would you describe this? It is mainly a double bass album. Lovely, really warm, deep double bass tones. There is minimal, there's bits of percussion and background sounds, and I don't know how to describe it. But what I'll say is the bass is the main hero of this. A review online said, if you like the Henry Texier records, but with the sensibility of Arthur Russell, which is a two big names to drop, then you will like this. But in saying that, that's probably about right. I think a lot of people that watch my videos would like this record. I'm really happy with it. It's just so beautiful and warm and dark and rich tones, and yeah, it's really fantastic. Glad I picked this up, and look at that fantastic artwork too. Really great. So that one I'm very happy with. Thank you again, Fred, for the recommendation. Satisfying. Okay, this is one that I picked up really cheaply at a record store here in Wellington. A lot of you will know this record, or a lot of you will know this record from the Tone Poet reissue that came out last year. This is not a Tone Poet. This is a very unusual 1985 press from New Zealand, on a very 80s looking label. Hang on, let me see if this will even focus. I'm not sure. Yeah, so I did sort of know. I knew what this record sounded like. I can't say I was. I know who Joe Pass is, but I wouldn't say I was overly familiar with his guitar playing. But I couldn't pass it up. It was really cheap. I thought I would give it a go, and I've really been enjoying it. I'm not a massive guitar jazz kind of person, but yeah, this is very chill, very relaxed. I put it on Sunday morning while I had my coffee, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, wonderful. I really like this. I was really surprised by it. And this copy sounds fantastic. I don't need to go and spend whatever money on a fancy Tone Poet reissue. I dare say maybe someone traded this one in when they bought the Tone Poet, maybe. I'm not sure, but yeah, this is fantastic. Joe Pass for Django. It was Pacific Jazz, 1964 originally, and this is an 80s press. Okay, so while I was in Melbourne, I popped into Dutch Vinyl and I picked up this Jacklie Mclean record here. Now, Jacklie Mclean, I don't have much by him, and I would say I don't, in terms of his trajectory and the styles he went through, I'm not super familiar with things, kind of chronologically, or where things sit or that sort of thing. I would say I really like when I listen to him. I don't have really a lot of his records. They're quite hard to find, and I don't have a huge sense of his style or what he's doing. I mean, I do. I can listen to it and I can hear it, but I would say I'm not an expert by any means, but I would say I remember watching last year or the year before a really excellent video by Julius Jabbar in the VC. He did a Jackie Mclean video that was really interesting that I need to revisit. But in any case, I saw this record, and this is one that I did know because it's his first record on Blue Note, I'm pretty sure. And I know there's a great run of records starting here where he really sort of evolved into his new style and his new sound. You know, I guess where he's sort of more influenced by the avant-garde and people like Ornette Coleman, and moved away from kind of his bluesy sort of sound. Alright, technical difficulties. My computer went to sleep and decided to just record all the audio and no video, so I'm not sure what's happened. So I did go through in great detail the next 4 records, and I explained them with detail and passion, and now I feel like I have to repeat it. It's 2023 and I'm still having technical issues. Anyway, I picked up this wonderful jazz record. This is a reissue of a South African jazz record. It's a really solid jazz record. It feels almost spiritual in parts, joyful in parts. This is the Mankunku Quartet, Yakhal Inkomo, which translates to bellowing bull, which I thought was quite a cool description. Yeah, just really solid, beautiful playing. Some really wonderful piano and saxophone work on here. Yeah, I really like it. Feels joyful, uplifting. Yeah, really great. Please check it out. This is the Mr. Bongo reissue, and I think it came out by a bunch of people in the past few years. It's been reissued a few times. Next up is this record here. I did miss out on when it first got reissued a few years ago. This is the 2022 repress on Matsuli, so it's quite easy to get at the moment. Please check it out. This is definitely, it's also a South African jazz record, but it's definitely more on the free jazz, spiritual jazz, progressive jazz vibe. It's definitely a lot more yeah, aggressive. Some lovely spoken word parts, lots of heavy on percussion, some really strange instruments here. A horn fashioned from a giant tubular seaweed. Yeah, really great. There's a really wonderful track, the first track on side 2, which has some wonderful uplifting piano playing called No Musa, which kind of breaks it up a bit. But other than that, it's kind of a mixture of percussion and spoken word, and yeah, really fantastic. I'm just looking. Yeah, great cover too. Please check this out if you're into, I guess, Art Ensemble of Chicago would be a touch point, I guess. Yeah, please check this out if you don't know it already. Ndikho, Xaba, and the Natives. Okay, next one is this record here, Pheeroan Laff, House of Spirit, Mirth. I bought this off Anthony when I was over in Melbourne earlier in the year. This is a record that when I used to go to his house like 8 or 9 years ago, I would look at and wonder, what the hell is this? I had no idea what it was, and I always wanted to pick up a copy, but he was happy to move his along. This is not an original press. It is a 2011 Universal Sound reissue. I genuinely really love this record. I think this is absolutely fantastic. I have a lot of free jazz and spiritual jazz and, you know, stuff like that records, but this for me does really stand up there. I really love it. I think it's really special. I did manage to catch Pheeroan a couple of, when was it? It was last year now. Live, and it was totally mesmerizing, really percussion heavy, really percussion focused. It absolutely blew me away. So this kind of only sort of served to really make me even happier to get this, I guess I would say. Yeah, it's a fantastic record. Very percussive. In fact, I think he plays all the instruments on this record with a really big focus on percussion. He played a lot and worked a lot with Oliver Lake. So if you're into those sort of guys, this would be something you got into. It is a later record. It came out, I think it was 81 or 82. Oh, 1979 on Passin Thru Records. So yeah, Pheeroan Laff. Wonderful. The next one was also from Anthony, another one that had been on my list for ages. This is Touchin on Trane, and this is really a case of masters at work. You know, you've got Charles Gayle, William Parker, and Rashied Ali. You know, the man, the three of them working together. This is absolutely wonderful, top shelf stuff, top shelf free jazz, basically. It originally came out in 1991. This is a 2013 reissue. But these guys, yeah, were really at the top of their game in this. You've got Charles Gayle screeching away on tenor saxophone, William Parker making these deep, rumbling bass lines, Rashied Ali just rapid fire away. I think this is a fantastic example of really interesting, powerful free jazz done properly. Yeah, it's a really great marker in time. Just happy to have it. Yeah, there you go. Touchin on Trane. As you can tell by the title, it is kind of Coltrane influenced, but they're very much doing their own thing. It is a wild free jazz record. It's very full and very busy. Not a lot of space going on, and the tracks are part A, part B, part D, and part E. So we got no part C. 4 long tracks. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. The end. There we go. Much harder when you've got to re-record half a video. But I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you all for watching. Please stay tuned for the next part. I have some wonderful records, about 3 grails in there, which is very exciting for me. I'm looking forward to showing them. So I'll see you all soon, and stay well wherever you are. Cheers. Thanks.